I'm just gonna take a second. I'm gonna light this on fire. Just give me a second here. You guys want to see me light this on fire? I light this shit on fire with a candle. Because the flame is already there. We're not wasting any flame. We're not wasting matches. This is unification of cleansing and the intention I set with my candle. I do a lot of fire casting, actually, because I'm a triple water sign. And for me, fire is really grounding. Fire is like something that really helps me to focus. Fire helps me energize and put energy from me into one direction, if that makes sense. Yeah, I know. I just light stuff on fire. I'm also a pyro. Ooh, actually, okay, I don't know if you guys saw in the Magic in Motion newsletter that I sent out tonight, but there's some shit going on with some flamey stuff in there that's coming up mid-December. So I don't know if you guys have read it or not, but like, I'm excited and it has to do with fire, so it's gonna be a good time. So if you're a pyro, come be with me. And if you didn't get the Magic in Motion newsletter, totally okay, but I have the link up on my regular Facebook and in group as well. So if you didn't get that Magic in Motion newsletter yet to tell you about what's happening with fire in December, just go read it. The link is available. It's worthwhile, I think. So you can light things on fire with me if you want. Light up your sage, light off your Palo Santo, whatever you want. Okay, now that I'm done dropping cards, and I feel like I can breathe because I just cleansed and grounded. Let's get to the cards. Let's get to the cards, huh? Oh, forever. How was you guys this last week? What were some big transitional things that you guys went through? Did you quit something? Did you change something? Did you scrap an idea? Did you start something over? What did you let go of last week to create space for the new path you're walking in your life? What happened? What did you make space for? Oh. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Well, I can tell you what you made space for. Woo! I'm really excited. Sorry, that's probably a little bit too weird for you guys. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, so we got a card that I've never gotten before. I'm excited to tell you. So the first card that we got was Beauty Way, and the second card we got was Luminous Warrior. I am stoked about this card. I want to know what it means. There's so much. I mean, I obviously can assume what these things mean without actually making assumptions, but just feeling into it, assuming, I guess, would be a terrible example, but it's the only word I can think of at the moment because English escapes me quite regularly. Okay, that's it, huh? Yep, that is it. Okay. And here we are. My friends, are you ready? Are you ready to do this reading with me today? Tonight? On a stormy night with a full moon. The lunar eclipse happening. Well, the energy. I'm excited. Okay. You ready? Okay, my sweet friends. The first card we got was Beauty Way. We've gotten this one a lot, but I don't think the message ever gets old. So essentially, we're being asked to find beauty in everything. But I want to read the description just so you guys know what's going on. The Beauty Way invites you to create beauty in your life and to recognize the beauty inside yourself and in others. Stop to smell the roses. Take a deep breath, look up at the stars, and recognize the splendor that surrounds you. See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you will receive the lesson that life is teaching you in a kind and gentle way. Yeah, that's literally, I don't even need to add anything onto that, but Last week, we were making space so that we could step into this. Because if we didn't let go of that way of thinking or that way of seeing things, that perspective that was stuck on our eyes, if we did not let something of that go last week, we would not have been able to start this week off with this blessing right here, right? Which is basically us being asked, hey, can you find beauty where you are? Can you find beauty in your situation? If we didn't let go of that stuff, we wouldn't be asked this question. That's what we're making space for. To find beauty where we're at. Because every situation that we're in, it's not here to destroy us. Even though some of them feel like they are, which I know. They're here so that we can open our hearts. So we can live a more full life. Okay? The other card that we got, I'm stoked for, because I've never gotten this one. Ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Okay. Luminous Warrior. I freaking love this. Look at the dark moons and how his solar plexus is illuminated, and so is his third eye. He has a greater sense of identity than he did before, because that's the connection to your higher self, is when your ego breaks away and kind of lets go so that you have space for that higher self to connect to. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The Luminous Warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his light rather than on what hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes not from the sword, but from speaking his truth at all costs. Literally speaking your truth is the biggest thing that I fucking talk about, because it sets you free, it sets everybody else free, it just paves the way for everything to move, right? You're not stuck in anything. So it says, the Luminous Warrior reminds you it is important to focus on your power, wisdom, and beauty. Beauty way, beauty way, beauty way. Ah! I'm just showing you, it's like really connected. See how that fucking stuff happens? I love it. Do not be seduced by what seems wrong with you or in the world. Remember that intention follows attention. So focus on your positive traits. Feed your light with more light until you feel truly empowered. Then there will be little need for action as you resolve all situations from within. Guys, this is so cute. Okay. So last week we really did ask for transformation. You know, we really wanted to step into this week more in our fullness, more in that high energy, more in the belief in ourselves, right? Like fully into our positivity and focusing on everything that we love about ourselves. Because we wanted to create this pathway of living this because we got many paths last week. So we wanted to create this pathway of living where as we go down it, we're happy, we are joyous, joyful, we feel contented, right? So we let go of a whole bunch of shit last week. We transformed ourselves and asked for that so that we could get here where we wanted. We had that clarity last week. We were all set with that energy last week. And now this week, we're being asked to see the beauty in all things, especially ourselves, and to speak power into ourselves, right? Because we are vibration and our vocal cords vibrate, right? So every single thing we speak from our body, from our inside is spoken, and it rattles its way out until it meets our vocal cords, and then it really ebbs and flows over the other waves of energy that we've cast, right? So that energy, when we speak those words, it gives form, it takes form in the physical world. So if we're constantly speaking negatively about ourselves, it starts to feel that way. Our body starts to feel that way. Our mood, our energy, we start to reflect that, right? Because we're speaking that as the truth. So when we speak beauty way, we speak beauty into ourselves. We speak how good things are of us, the luminous, the light body. When we speak of our light self and the fact that we do actually have beautiful traits, that's where our power comes from. And that is a power nobody else can take away, because the way that we view ourselves is the most important perspective that matters to us. Nobody else's perspective matters at all, except for our own. And if our own is skewed, this week is asking us to shift and to find beauty there somehow, some way, right? And one of my favorite lines in this right here is where it says that intention follows attention. Okay? And that's why we're focusing on the positive traits. Because if we intend to get better, then we have to focus on the good things we have. If we intend to get worse, well, then we'll focus on the bad things. You see how they kind of go hand in hand there? This week is about opening up to our higher self. And our higher self doesn't judge. It loves with an open heart, fully, compassionately. It accepts who we are on the inside because it knows us so well. We are here to speak beauty to ourselves. That's where our power lies, my friends. So we are radiant. And it's time we start acting like it, right? We didn't go through the struggle of transformation to sit here and talk shit about ourselves. We're doing this so that we can talk light into ourselves, so that we can become connected to that higher self that we really want. So that we're not sitting in the mud all the time with the negativity, right? All right, so this is our last card. Hold on, I have to switch screens or something here. I think I need something darker. That might work. Oh, darn it. It's not working. Hold on. Still not working. I don't know, guys. I don't know how to show these ones to you. They're not that great. Maybe it'll work on this one. Okay, this is not working. Oh wait, I got it. Haha. Okay. So, can you guys see that? I hope you can, because that was hell trying to get you to see it. Anyway, I will never stop using these cards. They're so beautiful. I mean, did you fucking see that art? Look at that shit. God, we're just opening up to our light. Did I not just pull the Luminous Warrior card? Woo! Okay, this card is called Opening. Opening. Isn't that beautiful? We're opening up to see ourselves in a better way, in a better light, okay? Luminous Warrior, looking at ourselves in a better light. See that? Yes. So it says, heal old stories. You ready for the second line? Practice loving self-talk. Are you kidding? Guys, I can't make this shit up. What the fuck? Practice loving self-talk. Both of these cards literally just said that. Like, completely said that. So, I feel like every time we pull one of these cards, it summarizes these two and, like, completely unites them together. I'm not joking with you. Cards don't just pop out. They're, like, divinely orchestrated and designed to come out, because all those energies that the cards give off, all the meanings, all the symbolism that's in there, creates their energy field. And then they're like, hey, you want to hang out? Yeah, let's hang out. And then they pop out together and tell us stories. This is so outrageously amazing to me. Anyway, sorry, I get really excited about this shit. Okay, so it says, release personal judgment. Did I not just say that as well? The higher self does not judge. Our ego does. Our solar plexus ego that says, oh, don't do that. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you're not good enough to do that. Yeah, no. No. That's all fucking judgment. That's ego in our solar. No. Higher self up here does not judge. So release personal judgment. You are limitless. Be authentic. Now, being limitless means that there's no cap. There's no fucking glass ceiling for you. If you want to be something, do something, have something, live a certain way, you can. There is a way for that to happen for you. You are not limited in your knowledge, because this world is infinite. Knowledge is infinite. The more we tap into consciousness, the more answers we have delivered to us. So the more we let go of ego telling us, the ego tells us we're not special, we're not different, we're not unique. And the more we accept the fact that we have unlimited contact with the divine consciousness, which is just complete open energy, waiting to be tapped into. When we let go of that judgment, then we can step into that higher self and really download all of the wisdom that we're seeking. But only we are in our own way. So how do we open to that? We heal those old stories. That's how we start opening. Because can you literally look at this, guys? Her skin has words on it. I know it's difficult to see, but it has words all over her skin. That story is what we wear. Our ego loves to retell our story and keep us safe. But when we tear that story open and we see there's pain in there, and we heal that pain, there's no judgment. There's just pure acceptance, love, and compassion, because it opens our heart center. And our heart center pours into our solar plexus and everything else downward, right? It pours open and everything is good. And then it opens, and then all we speak is love from our heart space. And as our throat opens and the more love we speak of, the more we can see how connected we are to our higher self and to that divine consciousness. Literally, we are the whole ladder inside of our bodies that we're trying to climb. And it's the only ladder that matters. It's inside of ourselves, right? So that's how we're opening up to it. By being authentic, being ourselves, not worrying about what other people think of us. Because if it's true for us, it's true for us. But everything that we do needs to be seen through the lens of beauty. There's a blessing in everything that we see, everything we've experienced. But we have to be willing to allow it. We have to be open to receive it. Does that make sense? Things do not happen to us or in our lives for no reason. It happens as a gift so that we can open to our authentic self, so that we can open to the truth of who we are. Does that make sense? Is this ringing true for you guys? Are you understanding the whole way to your higher self, the way of connecting with the beauty that is nestled inside you in there, behind your stories, behind the judgment, the criticism, all that heavy toxic energy that we hold? There's a really loving person inside you that connects to your heart right here, that knows the perspective your higher self has. This week we're opening to it. Our heart centers are really being asked to step open, to literally open up, and we're supposed to step into them. We're meant to love ourselves this week a lot. Find beauty in the way things are. Find beauty in our personal traits, the things about us that are unique, so that we can open ourselves and choose that path from last week and really step onto it and really choose who we want to be, right? We don't have to be so heavy if we don't want to. We can put this shit down. We can put it back on the shelf and say, hey, thanks for weighing me down for a while, but I think I've made the muscles. I'm gonna go not carry you, okay? Thanks. That's what we can do sometimes. That's actually what happens. We get really tired of carrying around stories that we just become exhausted. And that's what's great. That's what's beautiful. We can say thank you to that situation and see with compassion that it was made for us so that we could step into the luminous warrior, the bright person that we are, that we're meant to be, so we can take on that energy, that identity of being our higher self, the one that sees the wisdom in all experiences, so that we could open our hearts and connect to the deeper layers of who we are. That's what all this shit's for. So we say thank you to that past story, that past self, that past experience we went through. And we know it was all for something bigger. because we have a bigger calling, right? We carried it around long enough. We can put it down. Okay, so this is the portion where I open up for comments and questions and things for you guys. Okay, I saw comments go by. I want to read them for you. Hi, Anne. Sorry I didn't say hi while I was rambling. I was rambling. Okay, let's see. Ooh, we got a long one. Feeling this heavily today. Yes, yes, yes. Feeling the light. Always catching your thoughts slipping. Yep. Staying in charge of that truth and empowerment to stay in touch with my higher self. Sometimes I have to take a step back just from any anxiety and just laugh because I know how to create what I want in that. It's honestly the only option. Yes, no sense in digging a hole when climbing up. Yep, exactly. Yes, what a grateful feeling. Yes, exactly. We have to literally be so grateful for even those experiences that are a struggle to get through. Because even, okay, you guys know I experienced a very close death in my friend and family circle on Monday. So a couple days before Thanksgiving. Big things always happen around holidays. I don't know why. But even with that experience in my life, I don't take these things as heavy as a hit anymore, because when I lost my mom, it helped me to see I didn't just lose them both for no reason. There is a reason. And I basically look at what I've learned from each person. I look at the situation and what did they teach me? What did I feel from them when I was around them? What did they bring into my life? What did they bring into everybody's life? Why were they here? What was the biggest energy emanating from them, no matter where they went? And you know what's funny? You know what always comes up? Love. Every single time, love comes up. Because for me and these two people, they're the type that would take the shirt off of their back and give it to you. Amazing people. So did they pass for no reason? No. They passed because they were here carrying the torch of knowledge, and then they had to pass it on. And are you going to pass something on, when somebody just kind of skirts it to you, oh, hey, yeah, can you hold this for a second? You're going to be like, yeah, that's fine, sure, whatever. But when it becomes a destiny type of thing, wow, that torch is not going to get carried unless somebody fucking does something. And you start looking around going, who's going to carry the torch that she just had? Anyone? And then you realize, oh shit, that torch, that way of being, can only be carried on if I do it. Damn. So this is the thing. For me, last week, losing someone taught me something. It always does. I don't want to waste the experience by being overly emotional, by being angry, by being so overwhelmed in sorrow that I can't find myself or my heart anymore. I don't want to close my heart off. I want to stay open so I can learn from these experiences, right? Because if I don't learn from them, if I don't carry that torch, what was the point? If I don't try to change the world from these experiences I'm gifted, what's the point? We have to give purpose to these things, right? So no matter what situation we find ourselves in, there's always beauty, there's always wisdom, there's always some gift for us waiting in there. We just have to be the ones that say, oh, I think there is a gift in there, I want to find it. And we sit with that until we can, right? So I know it might be difficult sometimes. The struggle is fucking real. I know. But it's a challenge that's worthwhile. Because on the other side of it is a very deep connection with the truth of who you are. And the truth is, you are not your pain. You are not your trauma. You are not the anxiety or the anger that you hold. You are full of open love and compassion on a very deep level. We are vulnerable, we are fragile, but we are confident and we are strong. We are all knowing, and we have the ability to tap into something so much higher than just our human experience. And that's why when we look at everything as beautiful, as I needed this, this is for me, this horrible situation happened for me. When we see things through that lens, that's when we start to awaken our consciousness, and we start to awaken to consciousness and connect to consciousness and pull that wisdom down for ourselves. So we are led by us, by the greater consciousness, not by anybody else, because we know what's true for ourselves, right? Because that truth that's in there will ring louder than any other voice that you hear externally. You won't be able to ignore it. It's going to pull you forward, right? So everything happens for a reason. Everything is beautiful. Everything is designed for you, for your best interest, for your highest good. But it's up to us to see it that way, right? To take on that perspective. And that's something we can do. We can shift. Okay, my friends. Does anybody have any questions? You want some clarity on some stuff? What's going on with you guys? You need some guidance? What are we needing today? What are we needing vision on? Insight? Guidance on? What's happening? What do we need? Who needs what here? Let's get the questions rolling, right? And this is a safe space to enter into, to put those questions out there, because there is no judgment here. There is not a single bit of judgment. Because a question that you have, something you're curious about, I bet you somebody else has that same curiosity. And it's interesting, collective readings, they're not just, this whole reading was not just for me, you know, it's actually for all of us. And as I pull these cards for other people, I bet you 2 or more people need each card that I pull. Okay, business path work. Yeah. You know, and that's a big thing. So last week we were in transformation. We had big energy to answer to. A really big calling. So there was a lot of shifts, especially with an eclipse happening. So it's full energy, but it's full shift. Like, completely full shift. And isn't a lunar eclipse a different type of a perspective on a full moon? Changes how it looks, right? It's a fullness, but it's like a totally different kind of fullness, because the energy is changed by a shadow, right? So it's a whole different lens that we're looking through. So big shifts last week, leading up to the full moon, leading up to this eclipse. And then you're telling me that your business is changing, right? Yeah. That's right. That's on par. Because what are you being asked to do this week? Open up and be your authentic self. Release old stories, right? Have better self-talk. So it's patterning. Some kind of patterning is coming up and being like, needs to get shooed out the door. Fuck that. Throw it over your shoulder. Throw it out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right where you need to be. You're just in transition. I always love the analogy of a butterfly coming out of a chrysalis. If it comes out on its own and it struggles to get its wings out of that chrysalis, it will live and it will fly. If you assist that butterfly and it does not struggle coming out of the chrysalis, it will not fly. It will fall and it will die. Okay? Oh! I didn't look at the card until now. Holy fuck! Oh! Okay. I'm so excited. So this is the thing. We do have to struggle a little bit. We need to go through that friction state where everything is changing. We were just this gooey mess and we're putting ourselves back together, and then we're like, oh, I think I kind of know what direction I'm going. And then we're like a butterfly squished in here and I'm like, okay, my greatness is stuck. And then we start to emerge out of that chrysalis and we're like, hey, this is kind of cool. I feel new, but everything stings. I don't know why it stings so much. And then we like fully get out of there. And that's kind of where you are. You're like at this crunch stage where your head's sticking out of your chrysalis and you're like, I'm gonna come out of here soon, right? Right? So you're like right there on that cusp of like totally emerging. Okay. Are you fucking ready? Okay, the card you got was fire. And fire does a lot of different things. So fire is basically very rejuvenating. It gives you rebirth. So if you think about it, it burns away the old and sets you up with really nutrient ashes for the new of what you're building. You know what I'm saying? So it says, warm your hand. Fuck. Hold on. Warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Let it burn away your hardships. Let it consume your pain and your sorrow. Has life become too rigid, too cold, or too superficial? Light a candle or make a bonfire and toss into the flames everything that has become stiff and painful. Give it all to the fire for rapid transformation. Set your life on fire. Okay, so this is the thing. When we drop things away from our businesses, when we drop things away from ourselves, it's because it's no longer serving us. It's because it doesn't light us on fire in here. So it's like, fuck, I gotta do this thing. This list is so long, I don't even want to. Nothing is that like driving, inspiring force, right? There's no fire within us that's going, yeah, we have to do that thing, right? It's out. Our fire is out. We need to listen to that. So is transformation really that bad? No, fuck no. You set everything on fire and you start over. It's perfect. So exactly what you did, exactly what you're doing is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're following the path of transformation. Last week was the path of transformation. This week you're opening up. We are in a full moon and lunar eclipse energy. You are meant to change your perspective and to completely shift things and to find what actually sets your life on fire by setting your life on fire. Figure out what that really means. What does it feel like to have a fire in there? What's it feel like to be even excited about something? What does it feel like to let go of a story that's kicking your ass? Right? And to let go of a limiting belief where you said, I don't know if I can start a podcast. You know, I'm real nervous. I don't know if I can do that. Oh, I don't know if I can make a website. I don't know if I can tell people these things. And then you do it. And then you're like, oh, wait a fucking minute. It wasn't that bad. I can totally fucking do this. And then you start finding the stuff you like. And you're like, oh, so much fire. I don't even know what to do. I have so many ideas. My dreams are flooded. I have notebooks of lists and ideas of things I could make and do and things I love doing. That's your inner fire. So set your life on fire, get rid of all the shit that is no longer serving you, the thing that makes you feel dead, and set your life on fire in a new way. Find something that will set you on fire. I'm glad you dropped everything else away because that's going to free up a lot of energy for you to put towards the things that are really calling your soul forward. That's listening to your heart because your heart's going to pull you, right? Let your heart pull you somewhere. It's supposed to. You're not supposed to understand. You're supposed to just go. Life's not going to make sense. That's why we have to trust the mystery of it, right? Oh, you were some goo today. Goo is perfect. Goo precedes. It's the precursor. It's the before of every great thing, right? It's just how it goes. So if we look at everything as a great big circle, as a process, it makes all of that gooiness feel so much better, right? So much better. Okay. I want to make sure that I saw something go by. I want to make sure I knew what it was. Yes. Financial guidance. You got it, Betty. I think I moved my camera. I seriously love your readings. Thank you. You're so nice. I'm so glad to be able to do this for you guys. This is like one of my favorite things. I love giving wisdom. It's what I'm here for. I'm meant to be a teacher this lifetime. This is what I'm good at. You know, I had to follow that. I'm and leave a lot of really great jobs for it, because I couldn't fucking ignore this shit anymore. That's what my soul's here to do, right? I think. No, I don't think it. My heart knows. My heart told me a long time ago. I finally just listened. Okay. I like this one. I'm excited for you. You got medicine, baby. Ashley, you got medicine. Okay. When it comes to finances, we have to really understand something. We have to really feel into how we think about money. Money, right? I want to explain something. I want to premise this first. We go to work. We're spending our energy, right? We're spending it there, giving them energy. And what do we get in return? Money. So what is money? Stored energy in paper form, right? Because that's what we do. That's what we get back. That's the exchange. I give you my time by doing, this many hours of your work, and then you give me money in exchange for that energy I've gifted you. So money is our energy stored in paper form so that we can use it for a multitude of things anywhere that we want. Okay. So money is our energy in a tangible form that we can spend. Okay. So you got the tree of life. And it came in upside down. I hope you can see that. It's like blurry on my end. Anyway, tree of life. What nutrients do you need to add to your soil to grow strong? The seed of an oak will not grow on barren ground or without the light of the sun. What dreams do you want to awaken to create a mindful destiny? Reflect on how you want to blossom, the kind of fruit you want to produce, and where you want to sow your new seeds. Be a conscious creator. Okay, so this to me speaks very loudly of a perspective, a running thought form or belief system that is inside you that isn't sure of how much you value money or why you value money or how you're valuing your time or the greater picture of things, So when you spend your time going to work, what is it for? Do you have an intention behind it? How are you looking at your money? Are you looking at it as pieces of yourself saved for other times so that your past self made all of that possible so your future self could potentially have better experiences? The nutrients in your soil, the thoughts inside your head around money, what are they? How do you look at it? Do you see that over time, those thoughts will create a certain tree that bears a certain fruit? Do you see that if you consciously change the way you're thinking about money, you'll grow different fruit from a different tree? So when we look, literally, consciously, we reflect on, I want a certain kind of life. And then we look at the money we're making and we go, thank you for being here for me. Thank you for coming to me. I will take care of you. I will be responsible with you. I will not spend you just randomly, frivolously. I will be frugal with you. I will take care of you. I will spend you with intention. That's self-respect, right? You see that relationship right there between self and money? Hi, cat. My cat Faye's in here. She says, what's up? Good thing she came in your reading. That's kind of funny. My cat's telling you. Right here, right now. She's totally like, woo woo. Oh, shit. She means it. It's serious, though. Okay, don't light yourself on fire. Hi. Okay. So, you have to listen to your self-talk inside your head and understand that there is a relationship between the way you respect yourself, the amount of money you're getting, how you're looking at your money, and how you're spending your money. There's a relationship there. So you got to communicate to your money. You got to communicate to yourself and say, thank you thank you for bringing all this home for me, and shower yourself with that positive life talk. Remember, everything is beautiful. This is a moment to redefine your relationship with that money. And when you do, when you are conscious about it and you are aware of it and you work out the kinks, there won't be arguments between you and money anymore. You won't have self-respecting conversation issues where you're like, oh, you don't deserve it. Whoa. No, yeah, you do. If you're putting the work out there, if you're putting your energy out there, you deserve to get that stored energy in the form of money back, right? You got to set yourself free inside of your head. You're tethered to something. Some perspective is not allowing you to be free, to be open to receiving more. There's a little bit of a stagnant energy inside your head, you know what I'm saying? So redefine your relationship with that. I hope that helped. I hope that's what you were needing. Let me know. Okay, I know there's a couple. Hold on, let me see. I was feeling goo too. Yeah, jealous, anger. Yup. Okay, so literally, yes, intuition versus fear. That's a big one. Fear is like, whoa, you know? Intuition is this calm sense of knowing. It's almost like there's no feeling when you have intuition other than this like, this just like serene kind of moment where you just know, and there's no alertness, there's no alarm. You're not trying to like convince yourself of something. It's just a comfortable voice. It's steady. And you just have this sense of knowing. Yeah. So jealousy and anger, man. It's a lot of identity issue, ego. It's right in here. And actually, we hold a lot of energy across our shoulders when it's emotional type stuff. So releasing energy there with your receiving and your giving joints, that's going to help move that energy too. But as you know, chakras, your base chakras, fear lives in your hips. Ego here, there's a lot of fear there, you know, like it's kind of all interchangeable, but your lower three chakras are a great space to start with for working on all that. New here. Oh, hi, Sarah. How does this work? Are you doing a general reading or specific cards? Okay, so Sarah, the way that it works is I do a collective reading at the very beginning, and we have what's called a weekly focus card reading. So that's what the energy of the week is that we're walking into, and it's for everybody, it's for all of us. And then at the end, once I've done that collective reading, I do card pulls for people. So if you want clarity on something, if you have a specific question for yourself, you're like, okay, so I know we're supposed to talk beauty, and I know we're opening up and we're healing, but like, the fuck does that mean for me? And I've been having relationship problems, or I've been having finance problems, or I've been looking for a new job. What does it mean for that? We can connect the collective reading to you specifically with a question personal to you. So you can either give it as a general topic, like I said, business, finance, relationship, you know, or just, hey, general wisdom, whatever it is. And then I pull a card. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Hi, Kitty. Yes. Okay, I'm glad that you resonated with that reading. That feels really good. I'm really happy for you. Does anybody else have any other questions? Can I offer any clarity or guidance to anybody else? It takes me a minute to get the questions, but as I get them, I will definitely answer them for you. And just so you know, we're always trying to gain more people here so that we can have a larger amount of people healing regularly. So if you have anybody in your friends group, in your friends circle that you think would find this interesting or could benefit from these type of conversations, these readings, this group, all of the things that we talk about, all the videos, the articles, the type of wisdom, invite them. Literally, like, bring them in. I'm never running out of goodness. You know what I mean? And healing is a perpetual journey anyway. It's not something we end. As we talk about all the time, it's that sacred cycle that we go through. We don't ever stop. We're always unbecoming and becoming. Unbecoming and becoming, right? falling apart, coming back together. That's our transition. That's how we work as humans, right? Yeah, Sarah, general wisdom is totally fine. That's absolutely perfect. I usually do, I do general wisdom for myself quite a bit when I just want to see what's up, when I don't have a particular question going on. Because your guides are always going to step forward. They're always going to come to you or out for you with the wisdom that you need most. You know? We are tuning into the elements, okay? Now, elements. The 5 elements, right? Water, earth, air, fire, and spirit. The ether, all that, right? Those are all part of earth-based spirituality. Because everything in our external world has all 5 of those. And if we look at ourselves, we have them too. That's how we're connecting. That's the divine self-connection between us and our outer world. We are not separate from it just because we're human. We are actually more part of it because we're made of the same things. Literally made from like the carbon and stardust in space. Like, pretty fucking amazing. Okay. And I say this because you got the water card, which is pretty freaking amazing because that's the divine balance. So we already had a fire card and now we have a water card because somebody wanted to know how they could spice their, own inspiration up. And now the water card, how do I go with the flow though? I feel really like excited, but how do I go with the flow? What does that even mean? And water is the base of creativity. So you're crafting a really great place for yourself, a path for yourself. So this is your water card. I love all the little droplets on the water. It's so pretty. And you can kind of tell with the light, it's kind of in a swirl on the inside. A little bit hard to see, but pretty cool. And it's quite reflective too. Okay, when water arrives, you are invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable, and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to ebb and to flow with the events, and trust that you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Natural flow is here. Go with it. Okay. As it says, water represents our emotional body. Emotions are always moving under the surface of us, right? They're always churning, moving, ebbing, flowing. And sometimes they're fucking swirling into this great big, underwater tornado, threatening to swallow us. So there's that. Now, you are in the energy of a full moon, so that means everything is intensified. And then you add lunar eclipse energy into that, and it's like the shadow aspect of the moon. So not only is it intensified, but it's gonna be like the shadow sides of your emotions that maybe you don't deal with. Or it's gonna be such an intense emotion that one minute you have it, then next minute you're like, what the fuck was I just doing? Then you have it again. It could be literally this clusterfuck of emotion for you. And the moon pulls on water, so that's why it's telling you, like, hey, your emotions are going to be so haywire right now. Go with it. Because something is, like, in there that's upset that you stuffed down and in there and you, like, left it there for years and ignored it or something. And then it's like, hey, we need to talk about this and feel it. And then you're feeling it all at once. That's okay. Whatever that is. Even if it's a happy feeling. Whatever the feeling is, go with the flow of it and be with it. Sit with it and know that it's not going to last forever. Give it a couple days. Give it a couple hours. Give it a couple minutes. Give it a couple of breaths. It's not going to last forever. Everything changes. Those emotions are going to change. That flow, the ocean, the water, the pull, the ebb, all of it's going to change. So your job, the only thing that you're supposed to do is just to feel it. That's it. Just accept it for what it is. And that, okay, I'm not going to control. That letting go, that surrendering to, I'm just supposed to flow. I'm not supposed to do anything. I'm supposed to be here in this. I'm supposed to be with this emotion. That's how we allow that emotion to flow through us and to release itself when it needs to. It's going to pass by and teach us what it needs to, and then it's going to go away. But when we go, oh my God, I have to control this and I can't express it and I need to hide it, that's when shit gets weird and that's when it gets stuck inside of us. So we got to go with the flow of emotion and let it happen, right? That's what it's here for. You're so welcome. Let me know if that hit home for you. Come on. Well, come on. My dog's coming in here too. So that's my dog Amaya. I don't know. Can you see her? Wait, what side is she on? That's Amaya. Her name means night rain. She was born in April, so the rainy month. And she's all black. She's a black lab. So I named her Night Rain. And I named my cat Faye. Faye, because she's all black as night, and the Fae always come out at night to be most mischievous. And she's definitely an all-nighter mischievous cat. So, who needs one? Who needs a card? Does anybody else have any questions? The water card helped you. See? Isn't that so beautiful, guys? Everything is connected. We are all connected. All of this wisdom is for us. This is not just, oh, she got a card and I didn't get a card, and this person got a reading. Shit, I didn't get one. I should ask my question. No, even though you might not ask a question specifically, the answer is always going to come forward for you. You just have to be willing to listen and accept it in whatever way it comes. So whether that be inside the collective reading or in a card that's pulled that maybe you didn't ask for, but it's there. Can I offer anybody else any guidance? The left shoulder has been aching up. Yes, 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 yes. Bleed is here. Yep, lower chakras. Yeah, so is mine. I'm a full moon bleeder. I'm not a dark moon bleeder. It's very interesting, actually. And it's funny because my cycle actually shifted. I used to be a dark moon bleeder and a full moon ovulator. I'm not anymore. I'm creating space with my full moons now. It's so interesting, the way that our cycles change and stuff. I love it. I love it. I needed to hear that. It's yes. Dude, I know. It has really been a year and it's testing us. But this is the thing. This year we are allowed to rewrite who we are. We are allowed to rewrite the life that we want, the way we feel about things. And we're allowed to question, why are we doing the thing we're doing? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Do I want to? Do I like this? Do I like that? Do I like them? What do I want? And one of the biggest things of 2020, obviously, I've seen this meme. It's not about acquiring, getting the new things. It's about appreciating what we have, right? But if we have something that we don't like, if we have a piece of ourselves, a story, a way of being, a belief, if we don't like it, we get to rewrite that. We are the author of our life. We don't like the way we're treating people, we can change that. We don't like the way people are treating us, we can change that. We are powerful. And that's what this year is meant to show us. Even in the most powerlessly feeling situations, we can still step into our authenticity. We can still step into our inner reserve of calm, compassionate love, our sense of grounding, our sense of self, our centeredness. We can always hold space, even if we are unable to influence a situation. We are so much more powerful than we even realize. Yep. Dude, female cycles are amazing. We're completely led by the moon. And for all the early, I'm pretty sure it's like the early 90s babies, we are all in our Saturn return right now, because Saturn returns are every 30 years. So Saturn asks us the question, are you going to live or are you going to die? Are you going to find your purpose? Are you going to find the reason that you're here and live that? And find the fire of your soul? Or are you going to live the rest of your life thinking there's no purpose to anything. This 2020 was my Saturn return. From the beginning of the year to now, this end of the year, I've been reborn. Like, I chose to rewrite my whole shit. I set my life on fire. And I would do it again. And again and again. Because I will never feel bad about my decision to forfeit things, to let things go, to no longer care, to shift, to transition, to transform. We're supposed to. We're supposed to grow and change and leave things behind and then pick up new stuff. We're supposed to be interesting and eccentric and weird and unique. We're supposed to shift. We've never been at this point in life before, guys. We, you and I, all of us here, we've never been here before. We have no idea what this is. Is there a rule book for how to act? Because I didn't fucking get one. No. We're just supposed to be here. And be with each other as best as we can, right? And be the best person we can be. Whatever that means for us, though. I value communication and expression. And non-judgment and love and compassion. Healing, growth, deep wisdom. So those things that I value, I become. I value honesty. Right? This year, I was able to rewrite all of those things so that I became those. And even as those become outdated, I become new things. And I'm like, oh, that's a new way to be honest. Oh, that's a new way to be authentic. Okay, that's me. Sure is. I never would have been this person 2 years ago. I wouldn't have believed it possible. Because I had so many beliefs about my identity and about who I had to be. Oh, I was part of a family, and I was the older sibling, and blah, 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 blah. And I was a chef, and all these things. Like, I had so many responsibilities that so many identities to uphold that I owed to people. I don't owe anybody shit. I just owe myself. I owe myself whatever's going to make me happiest. And you owe yourself whatever's going to make you happiest. Be who you want to be. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, guys. That's all that matters. And I mean physically. Like, if we do stuff to physically hurt somebody else, obviously that's not okay. And if we are being vehement, if we are being venomous with our words, obviously that's not okay. But if you have belief systems, if you draw boundaries and it hurts someone's ego, no big deal. That's okay too. Life is not going to be all butterflies and roses. But even if it was, they've got thorns. And butterflies turn to goo. So, shit. Even if it was all butterflies and roses, we got our work cut out for us anyway. So 2020 was the year of recreation, of the destruction of the old for the rewriting of the new. We followed Mother Nature. The earth changed this year. Humanity is changing. We're changing. It's subtle, but it's strong. Just like nature. She does everything very slowly, but she always prevails, right? And that's us. We've never been here before, but we are slowly going to overcome this. And that's just how it is. We don't have to have impatience. We can be patient because we intend to come out of this. We intend to grow from here. And we will. You will. You will become exactly who you want. That's the coolest part about all this. You can set yourself on fire anytime you want to. Okay, my friends. Does anybody have any other questions before we conclude this? We've been on for an hour, and I fucking love that you guys sit with me. This is amazing. I love chatting. If you can't tell. Are there any other things I can give you guys some guidance on? Oh, and please, by the way, I do still need questions for my reserve. I want to do weekly Q&A sessions, the wisdom sessions. So I want to be explaining things every week. So if you have a question on chakras, I talk about chakras in these videos. I talk about energy. I talk about consciousness. If there are things that you have questions on, throw them at me because I'm just going to put them in a big puddle in, you know, like a document, and I'm going to pick them out and answer them in video format. So I need your questions, because I can talk for hours, but I just need some help with a starting point. So ask your questions to me. They're answered anonymously. I will not say, so-and-so asked on Thursday. You know, no, it's not going to happen like that. I'm going to be like, all right, so we had a question about chakras, and this is chakras. That's what I'm going to do. But I want to know the questions you guys have so I can answer them specifically and teach you guys what you're most curious about as well. So I'm still looking for questions. Please send them my way. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, as always, I am looking for support on my elephant journal profile. As I write articles, it's very helpful for people to find me. If more people like my profile, they heart or share or even comment on the articles that are on Elephant Journal, all you have to do is make a quick profile. It's your name and your email address, and it's done. Like, it's not hard, I promise. And once it's done, you never have to do it again. You just go in there and heart it, share it, whatever, and that gives my rating a boost. And the bigger the boost, or the more people that follow me, the more hearts I get, the more people that will find my articles, the more people that I can actually help and help begin their healing journey. So if you could support me on there, that would also be very helpful. And like I said, if you didn't get the Magic in Motion newsletter with the big surprise of the event that's coming up, dude, go find it. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Okay, enough of my weirdness. I'm gonna go. Okay. If you have any questions, reach out to me. If you need guidance on something, reach out to me. If you want to set up anybody watch Anchorman? Oh, if you need any guidance on something, let me know. We can set up a discovery call and see how, you know, coaching sessions might work out for you, or a soul quest. Let me know. Okay. Peace and love to you all. I appreciate you. I'll see you.